Hello there, and welcome to another segment of Last Week Tonight. Tonight, we turn our attention to Balochistan, a region shrouded in mystery and marred by a complex web of political, social, and economic challenges. Located in southwest Pakistan, Balochistan is a land of stark contrasts, a region blessed with abundant natural resources yet grappling with poverty, underdevelopment, and a history of political unrest. Imagine a place where towering mountains cast long shadows over vast arid plains. This is Balochistan, Pakistan's largest province by landmass, yet home to its smallest population. Despite its natural wealth, Balochistan remains one of Pakistan's most impoverished regions. And that brings us to the heart of our story tonight, the ongoing struggle for rights, recognition, and a fair share of the region's resources. Section 2, the Balochistan Struggle, a symphony of silence and suffering. Balochistan's struggle is not a new phenomenon. It's a story etched in the blood and tears of generations, a tale of resistance and resilience in the face of oppression and neglect. For decades, the Baloch people have voiced their grievances against what they perceive as political, economic, and cultural marginalization by the Pakistani state. This struggle has taken many forms, from peaceful protest and political activism to armed insurgency. Human rights abuses are rampant in Balochistan, with reports of enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, and torture painting a grim picture of the situation on the ground. The Pakistani government's response to these allegations has been largely inadequate, marked by denial, obfuscation, and a lack of accountability. Section 3, the media's blind spot, Balochistan's hidden narrative. One of the most disturbing aspects of the Balochistan conflict is the virtual media blackout that surrounds it. Mainstream media outlets, both within Pakistan and internationally, have largely failed to give this unfolding human tragedy the attention it deserves. This lack of coverage has allowed human rights abuses to continue with impunity, shielding the perpetrators from scrutiny and accountability. Journalists and media organizations face restrictions on accessing the region, and those who do manage to report from there often face harassment, intimidation, and even violence. This climate of fear has had a chilling effect on independent journalism, making it extremely difficult to get an accurate picture of the situation on the ground. Balochistan is often seen as a remote and inaccessible region, far removed from the centers of global power. Section 4, the iron grip of feudalism crushing dissent, stifling progress. To fully understand the complexities of Balochistan's struggle, we need to delve into the region's unique socio-political landscape. Balochistan is characterized by a deeply entrenched feudal system where power is concentrated in the hands of a small elite known as Sardars. These tribal chiefs wield immense influence over their respective tribes, controlling vast swathes of land and resources. The Sardars hold considerable sway over the lives of their tribespeople, often acting as mediators, judges, and even executioners. The feudal system has also hindered Balochistan's development, perpetuating a cycle of poverty and underdevelopment. This has resulted in a lack of basic infrastructure, limited access to education and health care, and widespread poverty. Section 5. Voices silenced, rights trampled. The case of Dr. Mahrang Baloch. To illustrate the dire human rights situation in Balochistan, let's take a closer look at the case of Dr. Mahrang Baloch, a prominent human rights defender and vocal critic of the Pakistani government's policies in the region. Dr. Baloch has been a tireless advocate for the rights of the Baloch people, documenting human rights abuses and raising awareness about the plight of the missing persons. In October 2024, Dr. Baloch was arrested on trumped-up charges of aiding separatists, inciting hatred, and facilitating terrorism. These charges stemmed from her peaceful activism and her outspoken criticism of the Pakistani Army's operations in Balochistan. Her arrest sparked outrage among human rights groups, who condemned it as a blatant attempt to silence dissent and intimidate those who dare to speak out against the government. Dr. Baloch's case is not an isolated incident. It's emblematic of a broader pattern of harassment, intimidation, and arbitrary detention targeting human rights defenders, journalists, and political activists in Balochistan. The Pakistani government has repeatedly used its counter-terrorism laws to stifle dissent and target those who challenge its narrative. Section 6. Social media, a double-edged sword in Balochistan's narrative. In recent years, social media has emerged as both a platform for amplifying Balochistan's struggle and a battleground for controlling the narrative. On the one hand, social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube have provided a much-needed space for Baloch activists, journalists, and ordinary citizens to share their stories, document human rights abuses, and connect with a global audience. These platforms have helped to break the media blackout, shedding light on the situation in Balochistan and mobilizing international support for the Baloch people. However, social media has also become a tool for spreading misinformation, propaganda, and hate speech. The Pakistani government has been accused of using social media to spread its narrative, discredit activists, and sow discord among the Baloch people. While the PTI's concerns about online extremism are valid, there are fears that this push for oversight could be used to further restrict freedom of expression and silence dissenting voices, particularly those from marginalized communities like the Baloch. Section 7. A call for transparency, breaking the silence, empowering change. The situation in Balochistan is complex and multifaceted, defying easy solutions or simplistic narratives. However, one thing is clear: the status quo is unsustainable. The cycle of violence, repression, and underdevelopment must be broken. This requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders, including the Pakistani government, the international community, and civil society. The Pakistani government must take concrete steps to address the legitimate grievances of the Baloch people. The international community has a moral obligation to speak out against the human rights violations taking place in Balochistan. Finally, it is crucial to amplify the voices of the Baloch people themselves. By shedding light on the situation in Balochistan, we can help to break the silence, challenge the prevailing narratives, and contribute to a more just and equitable future for the region.